Hey, what's up, everyone? Morey Croson here, and today we're going to be going over the 5 best top-end sprinting forms, and we're going to go ahead and hop right into it. The first one we have Trayvon Bromell. Trayvon Bromell is one of the first athletes, this is back in probably 2016, that I really studied a lot when it came to top-end speed and would show a lot of people what he was doing within his sprinting mechanics. There's a lot of key things that stood out, and really a lot of it went to the front side mechanics. He does such a great job of getting here all the way out in front, and then from here pulling back and able to stay so upright as he's doing that. Because a lot of times what we'll see is, like, as people start pulling back, they'll end up really starting to lower their middle of their backs, and he does a great job of maintaining a very upright position and has a great top end sprinting form. Next one's going to be Asafa Powell. He is known for running the most amount of 9-second 100 meters. Okay, so he did it more than anybody else. He didn't end up being as well, I guess, medaled as, like, Usain Bolt. Didn't accomplish as much as Usain Bolt, but still running the most amount of 9 seconds. There's definitely a lot of things that he does really good to be able to do that. We can see here he's doing such a great job of being able to get, again, excellent frontside mechanics. Look at how well he drives that knee right up and through here. Excellent knee height. Okay, and then he also does a really good job with that foot contact time. He's 6'3". You can see with him, he's a little bit more out in front with, like, his head and how he's bobbing with his head to strike the ground. But what he does really well is really reach all the way out, and again, very upright as he's landing. And another, I think, excellent top end sprinter. Number 4, another one of the best ever. Number 3 is going to be Maurice Greene. I think that he's another great one, 5'9". You can see, again, excellent job of being able to get full extension. That really ends up being the main thing, at least in my opinion, that really separates great top end sprinters, is how well are you able to really reach with that front side mechanics and get your foot out in front. And then he does a great job of really grabbing down with the ground here. This is something that we've been talking a lot about with the ankles, is notice how he's really pulling that foot back down underneath to make it so he's more effectively striking the ground. And for being his height, he is just able to achieve so many great things. Again, he's 5'9", ended up being the world record holder for a period of time, had a PR of 9.79 in the 100 meters. So another great performance. Somebody that ran under 9.8 seconds, and really did it at a time that there wasn't a lot of people that were running 9 seconds. I was looking at it. There were 100 people that ran under 10 seconds in 2023. Back in the 2000s, that was something that only about 20 people would do per year. There would only be 20 times that would happen in the course of the year. What really stands out to me with Noah Lyles is he does this better than anybody else, where his foot's coming off the ground. His backside mechanics, I think, are probably the best ever in terms of how much range he's able to get to. So he's fully extended here with that back leg as he's coming off the ground, and is just so fast at being able to get to this position, right? From here to here, how fast he is able to do that and how much range he has. I'm always showing people, like, we want to be able to get your knee underneath the hip and still have this foot have that much height back behind. And obviously that's a very difficult thing to achieve, but if you can achieve that, if you can get closer to that, it just makes such a big difference in your ability to really pick up a lot of distance per step, right? He is just so tall when he's running and just makes running fast look so easy. He's good within his front side. He gets the good extension. He pulls back, but the backside mechanics are the best ever. He's number 2, in my opinion, for the best top end sprinting mechanics. And then we have number 1 here is Usain Bolt. Does a great job of being able to get great knee height, right? So for being 6'5", the ability to really get that range of motion. Here I see a lot of guys that are a little bit taller, and the biggest thing that ends up happening with taller guys, I mean, one, there's a lot more spine problems typically. There's a lot of things that are going on within the upper body that are hard to address. All these guys are really good within their top speed. Something we haven't talked a lot about is they all have very clean upper body mechanics, but that's something that when you get to this level, everybody has really clean upper body mechanics. So it's not something that is, like, really rare, but at the same time, I think it's important to understand and distinguish that these guys do have a great ability to synchronize their their wrists, their shoulders, their arms, the arm swing with the leg swing. It's all very, very effective. But we can see with him, he does a great job of not using a lot of spine action, but still is using his spine to be able to help clear those hips to make it so he can get the knee all the way up and gets great extension. I want to say he's got amongst the best frontside mechanics of all time, where he can really reach all the way out. And that's the thing. I was watching a thing about Justin Gatlin and Usain Bolt, is like you could see his legs coming towards you before you could see his body coming towards you. So that just gives you an idea of how much he would be eating up ground, right? So when people were racing against him, they could see out of the corner of their eyes just his legs coming, right? And they could see the legs come in before they saw the body come in because of how much frontside mechanics he gets. Look at how much he's reaching out in front, and then from here pulling back. That's why I say, there's people that have been talking about this like Z technique, I guess, where it's like you want to get to this position and then push down. And I just don't see that, right? So the other part of this would be the foot needs to be a little bit more up, so then it's a Z. But that's just not what I'm seeing when you get to this position, right? This looks much more nothing like a Z, in my opinion. And then pulling back from there, it being vertical force. I was talking to somebody about this, and there could be the concept where the force plates that were used to be able to calculate it maybe aren't able to pick up the horizontal force distribution at the frame rate that it's happening at, right? So, as technology continues to improve, I think we could still end up seeing and finding out more about how this is more of an actual horizontal force and not as much of a vertical force. And there's a potential that because their legs are moving so fast and because the force is getting generated so quickly, that the information is coming back as a vertical force, even though it might be more of a horizontal force. And that would make sense to me, because this just doesn't seem like a huge vertical force movement. I mean, obviously there is going to be vertical force, but that seems much more like a horizontal force because of how little he's getting upwards, right? I would understand if it was vertical, if he was really pushing up, but he's not. He's getting much more horizontal as he's running, and really all of these guys are doing a great job of going horizontal, picking up a ton of distance going this way. They're not getting a lot of upward action. So just a little bit of a rant there to kind of end it. But yeah, those are the 5 best top end sprinting mechanics of all time. If you like the information, click that thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, comments, or recommendations, you can leave those down below. I think there's a lot of great things that you can learn from this, and a lot of great things that you can continue to get better on based off of seeing some of the best guys in the world with their sprinting. If you want to get a breakdown, if you want to learn a little bit more about how you can improve your own sprinting, you can go ahead and check out the link down below. We have a lot of great options for that, with either programming or one-off breakdowns, whatever ends up being the best option for you. Be happy to do that for you. Again, thank you so much for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.